Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Trent. This is Rams Talk. Thank you for watching. This is going to be the recap of the Bears-Rams game on Sunday Night Football. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I know, getting to this a little bit late. Been a bit busy. But thanks for everyone who watched the last episode and a lot of my episodes, and for weighing in and chiming in and your comments and your feedback and everything. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Shout out to LT and Mike Jackson on this one, because there have been some crazy bear trolls in the threads here. And even I think this last one, there was like a Rams troll, which is really weird to me, that there was a Rams fan who came into the community and just was like throwing shade right off the bat. I don't understand that. I just feel like, I know we're online and this is the internet, and kind of, I guess the rule of the internet is like you can be a jerk to anyone, but that's not how I want to run my channel. So if you're watching this and you want to have a constructive criticism, then by all means leave a comment and tell me what you think. But if you just want to be a jerk and act like you wouldn't act if we were actually talking face to face, then just don't bother, because I will block you. And I will get you out of there. I don't appreciate some of this stuff that's been going on. But props to LT and Mike Jackson. They stepped up and they regulated on this guy. There's been a couple other people as well. So anyways, that's kind of like my intro deal. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at Real LA Rams Talk. We'd love to hear what you say. So yeah, I mean, listen, Rams lost to a good team on the road, and they're 11-2. And while I thought they would win that game, because they could have won that game, they were in that game until the very end. That's one thing that don't want to lose sight of. But I just also don't want to lose sight on the fact that this Rams team is 11-2. Last year they were 11-5. So for Rams fans who have been Rams fans for a long time, it's good to put these in perspective. This loss in perspective. And I mean, we've gone through 2-win seasons, 4-win seasons. I mean, like, it's been a long time. And so I think longtime Ram fans kind of have this perspective, and they really know at the end of this game, like, yeah, there's things to be upset about, but at the end of the day, we have we're tied for the best record in football. So, like, could be worse. It's not like we lost to the Dolphins, okay, on a last minute, miracle, pitching it 3 times. So I just always want to keep that perspective. And I want to give full credit to the Bears. They had a great game plan. They played really solid defense, and they ran the ball very well. Great coaching in this game. And so, I mean, I don't want to take anything away from what the Bears did, but I do want to touch on some things, because, I'm going to come out of this game, just like I feel like McVay and the Rams players will come out of this game going, we lost that game, but we didn't get, like, destroyed. And I feel like if the Rams played the Bears again, then it very well could be a different story. And I do think the weather had a factor in that. And, there's this narrative of the Rams being soft, right? And Jared Goff being overrated or soft. And, the Bears defense came to play. The Rams defense came to play. So I don't know what being soft is there. Mitch Trubisky had a terrible game. He had a worse game than Goff, So it's just, they want to say the Rams are soft. Well, I mean, the Bears really didn't do a heck of a lot more than the Rams. I mean, they won this game by throwing a touchdown pass to a backup lineman. That's how they won this game. And the Rams are soft. And the difference was an offensive lineman being a receiver, just like the left tackle for the Lions. So if the Rams can really pay a little more attention to the eligible receivers on the offensive line of other teams, because that's really how other teams can score touchdowns against the Rams. Last 2 weeks, the only touchdowns been scored by offensive linemen of the other teams. So that tells you a lot. But, a lot of people talking about saying Jared Goff is overrated. Jared Goff, no doubt, has had a rough 2-game stretch. And I don't know, maybe I'm looking at the emotional high of the Kansas City game, where everyone was, I think, that just like so spent after that with everything going on. And then you have a week off, Then you play the Lions, who you're not really getting up for that much. Kind of have a stinker there for Jared Goff. And then you come out to Chicago, and whoa, he just wasn't sharp. And yeah, he threw 4 interceptions. That first interception, that's all Khalil Mack. That's Khalil Mack pushing Whitworth back into Jared Goff, and Jared Goff throwing that wobbly duck, because that interception was not because incredible defense in the secondary. I mean, that was a wobbly duck thrown like 15 feet short of the receiver to a linebacker. Okay, so that one that is Khalil Mack just being a beast and pushing Whitworth back, and that was a key matchup. And Khalil Mack was beast mode in this game, and he even caused a strip. The second interception was a Hail Mary. So anyone saying Goff threw 4 interceptions? Yeah, he threw a Hail Mary that was intercepted at the end of the first half. The Bears didn't get the ball back. So, like, it was nothing. Like, you're really going to, like, say he threw 4. Like, there's context here, people. That's the thing. People just look at numbers, and they just want to, like, hey, I'm using this number to back up this claim. Well, you know, like, there's a story to it, okay? So then the third interception he threw, that was legit Kyle Fuller jumping the route, Goff staring down the receiver, Kyle Fuller jumping the route, making a great play, kind of like Nickel Colby-Rollman making that play, intercepting the ball there. So tip of the cap to Kyle Fuller on that one. And the fourth interception to Amukamara, I mean, that was just a shite throw on the left sideline that the receiver had no chance of catching. That wasn't Amukamara making a great play. That was Jared Goff throwing it right to him as if he was the receiver. And he just caught it. So it's like, it'd be the same thing if I said, oh gosh, Marcus Peters and the Rams secondary totally got Trubisky's number on that first interception when he overthrew the receiver. No, that was just a crappy throw by Trubisky. That wasn't anything special from the Rams secondary. He airmailed that pass over the receiver by several feet into the arms of Peters. I mean, thanks to Peters for being there, but, like, you know, context. Yeah, Trubisky threw 3 interceptions. The one that Nickel Colby-Rollman intercepted, and even John Johnson, those were good. But the one that Peters intercepted was just a bad throw by Trubisky. So I feel like Goff really threw, like, the 2 interceptions that he threw, 2 of them were really, like, caused by the Bears. The other 2, Hail Mary and just a terrible throw. That was on Goff, and that was just a Hail Mary. I mean, come on. I'm not going to hold him accountable for that. So let's just slow our roll on Goff being underrated. Yeah, he had a bad game, wasn't crisp. Also, just Josh Reynolds, you know, catching the ball on 3rd down and turning around and seeing the open space in front of him, but deciding to, like, run towards the defenders. You know, that would have been a first down, and the Rams were really, really hurting for first downs. I want to say they were like 2 of 12 or 3 of 12 on 3rd downs, which was not good. Now, Todd Gurley not getting any carries. Now, I understand you got to take what the defense gives, and the Rams wanted to, you know, the Bears are playing the run, so they were going to go for the pass, but Goff wasn't feeling it. And, you know, this is really on McVay. Whatever, McVay's been great, but he has a tendency to abandon the run. There are times when Gurley doesn't get 20 carries, which is fine if the running game is getting carries, but the running game wasn't getting any carries. You know, because maybe he wears them down, maybe he breaks one off. I mean, it's possible. The Bears' run defense is good, but you have to give Gurley a chance. And McVay has to have a plan B. When plan A isn't working, and it was not working, you have to have a plan B. And just like Wade Phillips has made great halftime adjustments, Sean McVay needs to make halftime adjustments too. And he will, and I'm not even worried about that. But I think everyone was surprised by the lack of work by Todd Gurley. And you can't just concede your running game because the Bears are low in the box. You can't concede it. Jeff Fisher would never concede the running game when there's 15 guys in the box. Oh, no. He would just pound that ball up the middle and make Steven Jackson retire early because he had like 8 gajillion carries in his career into a brick wall. So yeah, I mean, didn't really spread the ball around that much. Offensive line got manhandled. John Sullivan, I mean, on the safety, You look at John Sullivan just got steamrolled. And I don't know if he was still like shaking off the concussion or, getting banged up in the head there, but he just got pushed right back. And the difference in the game was a safety and a touchdown from the offensive lineman. Now going to the other side, it looked like the Bears really had a good game plan for Aaron Donald. Like I mentioned before, the Rams are 16-0 when Aaron Donald has at least one sack. So he didn't have a sack and they lost. So that stat kind of makes sense now. But they were using not just the standard 2 offensive linemen to block him, but they were chipping every time with the running back. The running back was not looking at someone blitzing. The running back was always going after Aaron Donald. There were 3 guys on Aaron Donald every time, which makes me wonder where the heck was Michael Brockers or Dante Fowler Jr. Fowler Jr. was good. Like the first drive, he was getting in there, but where was the rest of the D line? And Michael Brockers, I mean, I love Michael Brockers, but like he's just I just don't know. He has one-on-one matchups all the time and he's just not doing it. And you know what else is not doing it? I hate to really bash guys on the Rams, but like it is really apparent. I've cut him a lot of slack. People say he's not healthy yet, but it's apparent to me that Mark Barron does not know how to play the middle linebacker position. Like outside linebacker, I could see him in a 4-3. I could see him really getting there. But a middle linebacker, I was watching replays and a lot of the runs where Cohen and Howard were breaking it off. And just as a middle linebacker, you're really there to pick up the run. And what hole is the running back hitting? And anticipating that and reading that and getting there and tackling them. And I don't think Mark Barron is like the worst tackler, honestly. But it looks like he just does not have good instincts as a middle linebacker. And play again, he just would get to the spot late and then be behind the play. He had 3 tackles. Middle linebackers are supposed to really lead the team in tackles. He had 3 tackles. So I really kind of think that the Mark Barron experiment needs to at least give Micah Kaiser some reps. I know we're the coaches see him in practice, so they got to know, right? Like if he's worth it or not. But I mean, at some point in time, you got to go like, Mark Barron, you're just not cutting it. And I hate to say it, but I mean, in a different system, in a different scheme, yeah, but not so much there. The run defense was porous. At the same time, I mean, the Bears didn't get a lot of yards total. So the Rams just held them to, just a tick around 300, which is not bad at all, total yards. But it all came on the ground. And I think that's going to be their Achilles heel. That has been their Achilles heel. And it's Mark Barron a lot of the time, just getting straight up smoked. But the defense as a whole manned up. There were a lot of positives. I mean, seriously, went on the road, freezing temperature. I think the temperature played a big part of it, even against the Bears too. I mean, Trubisky wasn't sharp. I mean, there's still this whole like we're a cold weather team. That's when you run the ball, is when it's cold. You're not throwing for 350 yards. 400 yards when it's 25 degrees outside. That just isn't a normal. That's just not normal. And the Rams didn't run it, and the Bears did. And I think that's really what it came down to. But, I mean, at the end of the day, went on the road, freezing game against a really good team, and was in that game until the end. So I'm not freaking out about this. I know they'll correct it. For me, it's how is Goff going to respond after coming off of 2 lackluster games and, get Gurley going. Philly's going to be a tough match. So I'm not like money in the bank on this. And I think that the Rams really need to view the last 3 games of this season as a tuning it up, getting ready for the playoffs, holding serve, and just hope that New Orleans loses. And there won't be any more cold weather games the rest of the year. So we have San Francisco here, we have Arizona away, and Philly here, and then any home games in the playoffs, unless it's New Orleans, here. So the Rams are still in the driver's seat. All is still good. 11-2 is still good. I mean, if they went out, they're 3 games better than they were last year. They're improving. Yeah, that's really it. Bears fans have really kind of been most of them that I've interacted with have really been the worst out of all the fans of the Rams opponents this year. Saints have been like actually fun. The Chiefs have been fun. Seahawks fans have been fun. But these Bears fans have just been like on another level of like they need some sort of validation. Like they've been, just misunderstood and wronged, and they need everyone to say, yeah, you Bears fans, you guys are great. Your team is great. You're not getting that here. You played a good game. Prove it more. That's all I'm going to say. Not impressed. A little bit. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And be civil. Be cool. Have a conversation. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Watch some other videos. Hang out. Enjoy yourself. And let's get ready for Philly. And thanks for watching. Go Rams.